The ghost in the blood. Memory is a river. It does not begin with our birth or end with our death. It flows through the blood and the bone, a current of stories whispered from one generation to the next. This is a tale of two rivers. One, a shimmering thread of gold, carried the blood of kings. The other, a vibrant, multicolored torrent, held the strength of a continent. The Golden River sought to keep itself pure. In the great houses of Europe, kings and queens guarded their lineage, believing power was in the blood. To keep it contained, the sacred lines of family were deliberately blurred. Cousin married cousin, and uncle married niece, until the marriage bed became a mirror. But in this quest for purity, the river grew thin. Sickness became a shadow in their halls, and the gilded cage of their bloodline began to rust from within. The multicolored river flowed with a different wisdom. Across the vast plains and forests of Africa, communities understood a simple truth: strength comes from diversity. They celebrated unions between different villages and clans, weaving new colors into their shared tapestry. Their marriages were alliances that broadened the river, making it deeper, stronger, and more resilient with each generation. Then, the rivers were forced to collide. On plantations like Mordecai, a special cruelty was engineered. Light-skinned women, the daughters of the enslaver's first violations, were segregated into a yellow quarter. It was a human stockyard designed for a singular, monstrous purpose: the breeding of more bodies to be owned, used, and sold. Her name was Alara. Her father was her enslaver. In the yellow quarter, she was forced into his bed, a continuation of the violence that created her. She gave birth to a daughter, Lena, a child of this unspeakable union. The trauma was a silent scream, a poison that seeped into the blood of the child she birthed. The moment Lena was born, she was taken from Alara's arms. A mother's cry, swallowed by the walls of the cabin, was the first sound her daughter never heard. Years passed. Lena, raised in the same quarter, was eventually forced into the same bed to serve the man who was both her father and her grandfather. The cycle of trauma was now a chain, forged link by agonizing link. This pain leaves a ghost in the blood. Scientists call it epigenetics. The terror Alara and Lena endured became a spectral inheritance. With the most sacred taboo shattered by design, the very concept of family was warped. In generations to come, this ghost would whisper a terrible lie: that incest, the ultimate tool of their oppression, was a distorted form of closeness, a subconscious echo of a bond that was never allowed to form correctly. Generations later, Nia felt this ghost. In her family, love was often tangled with control, and closeness with a strange, unspoken anxiety. She dug into the past, into the records of the Mordecai Plantation. She found their names, Alara and Lena. She learned of the Yellow Quarter, of the father who was an enslaver, and the calculated, generational incest he enforced. Naming the ghost was the first step to seeing its face. Nia saw the truth with searing clarity. While the inbred royal lines had faded into fragility, her own bloodline was a testament to survival against a horror designed to annihilate the soul. The strength to endure the unthinkable, to carry life forward even when family itself was used as a weapon, was its own powerful, if deeply scarred, inheritance. Healing is not forgetting. It is acknowledging the precise shape of the wound. By understanding the systematic destruction of family, the forced incest, and the separation of mother and child, Nia could begin to untangle the threads in her own life. She could teach her bloodline a new story, rebuilding the sacred boundaries that were stolen. The ghost in the blood feeds on silence, but starves when its precise, terrible name is spoken aloud.
Incest is a distortion of family born from systems of oppression, patriarchal control, royal obsession, and the toxic idea of pure bloodlines. It's not heritage, it's harm disguised as tradition.